So hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we'll be looking at the scatter plot. So now what is the scatter plot? So scatter plot has dots which are used to represent values between two different variables. So these dots basically are the data points of our data set. And the position of each dot on the horizontal and the vertical axis indicates values for an individual data point. So the primary purpose of a scatter plot is to identify the relationship between the two variables. So alongside is a scatter plot representing the height of a tree and the diameter of its bark. We observe a moderately positive correlation. So now the term correlation brings us to our next slide. So correlation is essentially the term that is a measure of the relationship between the two quantitative variables. So there are 5 types of correlations here. Let us go to each one of them. The first is no correlation. So no correlation is when the variables are not really related to each other and the data points are randomly scattered. As you can see in this diagram, there's no trend or any pattern which is followed and the data points are randomly scattered across the plane. The next type of correlation is the moderate positive correlation. So moderate positive correlation is when the variables are moderately correlated and variable on y-axis increases as we proceed further on the x-axis. Next is the strong positive. So strong positive is when variables are strongly correlated to each other. So as you can see, between moderate positive and strong positive, the data points are a little scattered in moderate positive, whereas the data points are concentrated in one particular trend in the strong positive. So the next two are the moderate negative and the strong negative. So moderate negative and strong negative are just like their positive counterparts, just that the slope of the trend line in this case would be a negative slope. So next is the applications of scatter plot. So the first application is the clusters. Scatter plots are used in identification of clusters, which is of the utmost importance in KNN. So clusters are basically distinct groups of data points, as you can see in the leftmost diagram here. There are two data clusters. So the next is the gap in values. So determining a break or discontinuity can be really important in the SVM algorithm of machine learning. Next is the outliers. So outliers are basically data points which do not follow a trend or which do not blend in with the other data points. They are extreme values basically located at extreme corners of the plane or something like that. So these we have looked into data points before in the first video. These can be a menace to our model basically, and they impact the efficiency of our model. So the primary use of the scatter plot is to derive relationships between the variables and the features. So as we have seen before, variables can either be strongly correlated, moderately correlated, or not correlated at all. So left side is a diagram which basically shows 4 different scatter plots. One is the strong positive linear, other is moderate negative linear. Then there's null or no relationship, and there's strong non-linear as well. So these are basic trends which data points follow with respect to each other, which can be determined with the help of scatter plots. And scatter plots can also be used to detect trends basically. So when the x-axis is basically a time variable, anything which is present on the y-axis would be a trend basically, to notice how the variable on y-axis behaves when you alter the time. So some of the modifications which can be done to a scatter plot are as follows. These basically help a lot when building the model or visualizing data. So first is adding a trend line. So what is a trend line? It can be seen in the diagram given right beside this. It is basically a line which passes through the data points, staying as close as possible to each of the data point where the relative error is minimized. That is the trend line. So what a trend line basically makes it easier to highlight the best fit line, and the strength of relationship can be determined with the help of trend line, and outliers are easily noticed. So any point that strays very far away from the trend line can be an outlier. So it is easier with a trend line to detect and remove outliers. Another modification which can be done is adding a third variable. So third variable can be categorical or numerical in nature. Like in this diagram, there are two different categories basically, Milton and Ferson. So Milton is represented with blue, whereas Ferson is represented with orange here. So these are two different variables. In this case, they're categorical in nature. And the third variable, on careful observation, it can also reveal the relationship between the two variables plotted. In this case, between Milton and Ferson. So as far as the coding part is concerned, we'll be releasing a video soon. So stay tuned about that. And thank you very much. Please like, subscribe and share this video.